spooky Halloween. Okay, it's Tiger, and today we're going to be building a haunted house in Bloxburg. You might be wondering how to build your own haunted house in Bloxburg, and if you watch till the end, you get tons of tips and tricks as well as a full tour of this pretty realistic haunted house. Let's go. Starting off, I did have a reference for this haunted house. Obviously, I guess it's not so obvious, but this is my first time completely ever building a haunted house. I just never had the, I guess, motivation or reason to build a haunted house, but I did want to have a pretty Halloween themed house here for the upcoming, Halloween season and spooky season, So obviously couldn't have another coastal house in October. Doesn't really match up very well, but yeah. The reference I had looked at, it actually had part of the roof like missing sort of, so the roof had kind of just a piece of it that was like exposed, and so I wanted to replicate that, but obviously to replicate that I did need to make this a hollow roof, I guess. Yeah, a hollow custom roof, which I did. You see I did some cool stuff over here with that to get it to line up nice and make the roof my own, I guess, which worked out all right. You'll see that I actually didn't follow through completely with it. I didn't make it a complete roof because obviously I wanted it to look haunted. I wanted to have different bits and pieces popping out of it, make it really abandoned, look like it's falling apart, basically that sort of whole vibe. And you'll see I'm trying to do this terrain here, and I did make it to the point where it actually looked really good, but I was just like, it doesn't need it. And it's just kind of a waste of money. So I do end up deleting it later. I think I skipped the process of me making it and skipped straight to me deleting it. So I'm sorry if you wanted to see that, but that's all right. The reference did have a little bay window, which obviously it's just a haunted house. I can't really do much with it, but I still wanted to include it because it was one of the key details, just like the roof. So you'll see here I am building that up. I'm not the best at making these bay windows, and especially because I had to move this one down to look good with the terrain that I was planning on making, it did make it a little bit harder, but it wasn't bad, I did enjoy the process of making it, and I think in the future I do want to make more bay windows just because it was pretty fun. I think I could have made it look better. I don't know, maybe I rushed it, but I still like how it came out a lot. So yeah. By the way, I wanted to let you guys know that you can now become a member of my channel. If you are a member of my channel right now, I think you get early access for this video if I set it up correctly. If I didn't, oh well, but you should get early access to this video. And obviously in the future, you will have early access to my videos. You can join my Discord for a special role. You get these cool emojis, cool levels next to your name, and it supports me through everything I do. It's super simple and easy. I think the cheapest one is like $2 a month, and obviously it's not required, it's just if you feel like supporting, your favorite creator or whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I hope I'm your favorite creator, but I might not be. But no, it's definitely a great way to support your favorite creators if you have multiple. So I highly recommend checking out the channel member feature. I'm not sure exactly how to get to it on mobile. I was looking at it earlier today and I couldn't quite figure it out, but there is a link in my Discord, and on PC it's super easy. So join the Discord, join the jungle, we're popping. It's definitely getting a lot more active in there. It's super interactive. We're doing giveaways and everything, so I definitely recommend you guys joining. And I think that's about everything I have to plug. Watch till the end or whatever too. You'll see the awesome tour of this build. But I kind of want to talk about the haunted house aspect of it. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a haunted house, but I mean, obviously I have. But the haunted houses that I've been to are like very organized, structured, and super cool. Like they get actors for it. They're tryhards. All right. I don't know if that's like normal, but I wanted it to kind of have that aspect to it where the inside is very like, oh, it has like a set path. It's abandoned. Like, you pay for it to go in and then you come out, and obviously there'd be like places to get food, seats, and parking and all of that stuff, a giant line. But I didn't want to add all that just because I figured it's just random clutter that isn't really needed. It's not necessary. But if you want to add that, go right ahead. Like, I promise you can actually use this as a business. The way I've laid everything out for you guys, you can rebuild this. I mean, it's not very difficult. I don't remember how long it took me. It took me pretty long, but it's only like 200k or something, which isn't bad. And I did want to include more items with the little tickets that you can earn from trick-or-treating or playing the ghost hunt. But then I was like, because I kind of want to get the trophy quickly. I don't want to waste my tickets. So I ended up not using the tickets and instead just waiting it out. You'll see I've now painted everything this kind of woody texture that was very similar to the texture on the reference. And I'm adding these windows next to them. I really like these windows, these broken ones. They look really great for a haunted house. And the way you can turn them just makes everything look kind of like random and weird. It's pretty creepy, I thought. So let me know what you guys think about that, of course. And I also like the shape of the roof. I think it looks really nice, and hopefully you guys agree when you see the rest of the roof. I also added those little brick, I guess they're like stone brick fences, the new ones they added, which I really like the ones, like the new stuff they added, the medieval stuff. I think it's going to come in handy for a lot of builds, and I'm sure a lot of you agree. Like that, there's some really nice items. That is the exit, and then I was just making more little holes just to make it like look pretty run down and old, you know. Towards the end of the video, I do add a lot more of those as well, but I am just kind of filling up empty space, and yeah, I don't know. This wall came out all right, and boom, we are finally starting on the layout. The layout was pretty difficult, obviously, just like my tiny apartment build. I did have to resort to using these little basic shapes to make my own walls and mark things down myself, because I just figured that would be a lot easier to do, and I think I made the right decision. You'll see that I'm just laying things out. I wanted to add spaces for like if there were actors or like just people volunteering, and here's me deleting the terrain. It looked good, it was just too much. But yeah, I wanted to add spaces for actors and other things like that, just because, I don't know, I thought it was pretty unique. And I've never built a haunted house before. This is my first time building one. So if it's good, let me know. If there's some things I could change, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I truly do appreciate that. Next up though, we are getting into more of what I was talking about with the exposed like roof things. I'm adding these little structural beams, which are pretty realistic, like an actual house would have these. And I'm adding them because there are going to be many parts of the roof that are just like broken off or not there. And I wanted it to be hollow for the most part, so I did try and use these little triangles on the edges, which is just so annoying. It's very difficult to use these and to get them to line up. But luckily, the roof is nice and broken, so I didn't really have to worry about that much. And so you'll see that I will delete these walls like inside of there just to make things more hollow. They're kind of just there as placeholders so I can see better. But I did take my time on making the custom roof, which I think was super worth it. It turns out really, really nice. And you'll see that going forward. Now, I think I colored the same wood texture as the rest of it. I'm glad I did. Because, I don't know, it just turned out nice. I think it looks good. And you'll see here, we skip ahead a little bit and add some landscaping. Boy, I do, it's not even really landscaping. It's mostly just trees and stuff because I didn't want to go overboard with all that stuff. But the landscaping, again, the trees. The trees looked really good in the end. I loved the tree patterns I used and textures and whatnot. I think that all of it just turned out really nice. And there we go, I am deleting those. And you'll see here, we are finally just adding some like broken off pieces like that are not structured like the other ones we added. I was a big fan of how it turned out, the roof anyways. I think that's like my favorite part of the build maybe, or the basement, which you'll see later. One of those might be my favorite part, but you know, I think all of it really turned out nice, and it all has its own little unique charm to it, so yeah. Let me know down in the comment section below which part of the build is your favorite, because I'm actually really interested to know. So if you're actually watching right now, go comment, because I really want to know, just because I feel like there's so many different parts of the build that I don't know. And make sure you leave your comment after you've watched like me do the interior, so you actually know what the inside of the build looks like, and you're not just like commenting like, oh, I like the outside, but you haven't seen the inside. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right. Anyways, the vines on the roof looked super cool. I was gonna originally make them like leaves and add a bunch of different colors, but then they just looked good as vines, so I left them. Completely forgot about that. And you'll see in a moment here, I'm organizing this little path outside of the haunted house itself, because I just wanted something like a little bit different, a little more unique. And I figured, oh, what if we have a little part of the haunted house that goes outside of the house? So I did that. I just laid it out with the trees, and of course, guys, the trees are awesome. Okay, we are starting on the basement, but not really. We're just planning things out. The basement is one of my favorite parts as well. I think it turned out great. It's really spooky. Like it gets really dark down there, which I tried to do on purpose. I don't know if it's too dark or not, which you will also see in a moment, but yeah, maybe it's too dark. And it doesn't matter. I wanted it to go, I didn't want to have made the whole hollow roof and not use it. So I actually like did this little path section, and that's when I like started making these little wall things out of basic shapes to make the walls a little tighter, a little creepier, a little broken up, which I was a big fan of. I think it actually added a lot to the build in terms of like character, I guess. It just had so much more to it, which I was a big fan of, so hopefully you guys are as well. And here we go. You'll see that I'm now working on the little upstairs bit, because yeah, what's the point of having an upstairs if you're not even gonna use it? Like having that whole hollow section that looks super cool and then just not using it. Like, I didn't want to do that. So yes, we have left that spot for a little bit. I think we're just placing a little more trees. Guys, trees in Bloxburg are pretty expensive. Like, when people complain about decal trees are expensive, but trees in general in Bloxburg, they're just expensive. Like, that is the most expensive gardening, I think, is the trees. Either that, or when you're making like mountains and stuff out of roofs or basic shapes, that can get pretty expensive pretty quickly too. And I think decal plants definitely are the most expensive, 100%. But I'm just saying, trees are expensive. So I haven't worked in Bloxburg in so long. Like, I just cannot, man. I don't have time for it, one, and two, I just like, I don't really need it. I keep kind of deleting my old builds just to get some money back, and I don't know, maybe I'll start working again soon. I worked a lot over the summer and I had like 1 million, and it was like, I always love having 1 million, but then I always spend it super quickly, and I have to watch all of it disappear, which is pretty sad. Does that happen to you guys, where you work for so long, you know, maybe you're building in between a little, but you start building and then you keep building, and then all of a sudden it seems like all your money's gone. You have 300k left and you're like, yo, I gotta stop, bro. It doesn't happen to me that much, but whenever I'm like dedicated to getting money, I feel like I always spend it way too quickly. But I don't know. Okay, these little cinder block bookshelf things, I don't know what they're called. I probably could have read what they were called just a second ago, but I missed it. Also, I'm pretty zoomed out here. I don't know, but those things are pretty cool. Like, that's a cool item that actually fit with the rest of the build pretty well. Okay, outside here, I wanted to add, this is the section where you go inside of the thing. I didn't know what to put on that, like, because it's just the line for the haunted house itself. So I don't know, just stuck the caution tape up, figured it looked cool, and then I'm adding a dirt path right now. The dirt path, again, I don't know what it is with me in paths, but I am pretty good at making like the shape of the path, which turns out really random, but I mean, that's kind of the point. And I do think I did a good job on it. Jeez, I'm tired. I also really like the color that I picked for, like the dirt color I picked. It's like all of the like brown colors I picked are super like muted, like kind of desaturated colors. And maybe it's just my monitor, but I did think everything matched really nicely, even though we weren't using like the same colors over and over. And man, these like, oh, the autumn colors are just so pretty of the trees. Like, sometimes I wish that autumn would last longer, but then again, I'm also really excited to do winter builds. I'm so excited for winter builds. Like, you guys do not understand. We're gonna have a good winter uploads. I promise, guys. It's coming up. Other than that, we're adding some pumpkins in here, getting it all in this Halloween spirit, you know what I'm saying? And next, I'm doing some lighting. I decided on using these glow sticks because they're very easy to put behind the walls and they're not very bright. And then I just kind of place them everywhere in little corners. And honestly, I only place them where I wanted it to be light. So like down here, I didn't place anything because I wanted it to be dark. But you guys can let me know. Is it too dark? You gotta watch the tour to see, because it did turn out pretty dark, but I didn't think it was so bad. You know, I don't know. Here we are now, though. I'm adding, that's the exit on the right there, and then we're adding these little fences in between. I did something weird with the fences and with some rocks. I was just looking at the differences and I accidentally placed it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It looks like some weird fence. I don't know. But I did end up keeping it, which was pretty surprising. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten rid of it, but it looks alright, I think. Again, I'm adding more little Halloween decorations. Oh yeah, by the way, that is a little dead end. I'm hoping that people actually go that way first, though, if they were like taking it. And yeah, maybe they don't. It's not really a big deal. They don't get what their money's worth, I guess, right? Because they're not going through the whole thing. Maybe, if that's how it works. Not sure, but I added these lanterns outside, which I like the littler, like, camping lantern. I've definitely seen it before, but I haven't used it much in the past. So I definitely got to use that more. I'm adding these skeletons in here. I think, looking back, I could have added more variation with the skeletons, like change their colors up a little bit, maybe their eye colors and stuff, you know. But not to say that it didn't turn out nice. It definitely looks great. Well, I do say so myself, you know. I did build it, so a little bit biased maybe, but I think it turned out great. And you'll see I am now adding some blood everywhere, which kind of was creepy. I don't know. I think this really put like things together. It was like a big detail for a lot of the spaces. And I don't know. It's kind of just, it's just blood. Well, that's what I wanted it to be. And then I discovered you can put the blood on these bookshelves and it looks super cool, kind of. I don't know if it looks cool. I thought it looks like pretty creepy. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I added these little footsteps too for the skeletons or people, I guess. And this is pretty close to finished here. I'm just adding in some more final details, making sure everything really looks good. Adding vines, more little pieces on the walls and stuff. This is the exit here. And yeah, I really do like how this turned out. I found a cool color for the door as well. It's kind of the same color that I used for the rest of the build, but yeah, it all comes down to the little details at the end, trying to make it a little bit more realistic looking, a little bit more detailed, spooky and scary, I guess, without using decals, I guess. And I think I did a pretty great job. Oh yeah, by the way, this, I think Mabel in my neighborhood, by the way, my neighborhood's always open. It's my username 1TUSC or 1Tusk. You can always join. It's just always open for everybody. Anyways, there's somebody in there named Mabel who has a really nice house that I reviewed on stream a while ago. I do hope to stream more in the future. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. But Mabel said, oh yeah, you should put the fog machines or whatever. And I was like, yeah, definitely, that's a good idea. So, had to add those in there. You already know. They turned out great. Everything is kind of coming to a close now. I think my headphones just turned off. I guess I was talking to myself with no audio playing for too long. Whatever. And it's tour time. Okay, let's start outside here on this dirt path. We've got this awesome little dirt path with the foggy smoke machines. I think the fog machines add so much. And yeah, I added a little bit of details outside, but I'm sure you saw them. It looks pretty cool. I really like the pumpkins, which I think I got from like a few years ago. Like, these are old pumpkins. Like, I don't know. But this is the room where you enter into the haunted house, and there's like the guy that's like explaining the rules and like everything. He's like, follow your guide or something. I don't know. You go here and oh no, you get scared by these little ghosts. You get spooked, and you have to go through the ghosts, all spooky. And then this little section right here is for like an actor. So you'd have somebody with like a chainsaw or something just scare you. Like, he doesn't touch you or whatever because they're not allowed, but he'll scare you. And then put this couch here. Obviously, you'd have like maybe some little, like a little scary old lady, like a zombie or something, sitting on the couch, like saying stuff to you, like reaching out, you know. I think there's so much potential with this haunted house. Like, if you add actors, there's this little closet here for actors to pop out of too. I added, not that you have to use them. I did also see that they added like those animatronic things, which I would have placed, but they were like 2,000 tickets, and you already know your boy's got to save his tickets. Anyways, going up here. Oh, that's kind of scary. It's a little tight corridor. I think with the roof and everything, it turned out great. Not sure where the camera is going. I might have been tweaking. But you head down here. Hopefully you don't go left. You just go straight. Like, oh. We better go straight. Oh, we're going straight. Thank goodness. All right, you see these scary little witches, these scary little witch hats, and the rest in peace coffins. And then you're like, oh no, I went the wrong way. It's a dead end. And you turn around, come this way, and you have just a little spooky. Oh, maybe you have a little witch there, actress or something, like pointing her magic wand at you, you know. Would be pretty cool, actually. And this is me down in the basement. You probably can't see. Oh, wait, you can see stuff now. Yeah, the basement is super dark. I don't know, maybe it's too dark, but I added a light and it just seems too bright, and I want it to be super spooky. So, I don't know. You kind of can't see it. Plus the fog machine is right there, so it's kind of like blocking it out anyways. But let's head on outside. We have our skeleton army that you got to pass by. You'd probably have a few like real skeleton actors or something just like going after you, like running, so then you get scared. And that is the exit right there. Pretty nice. I do love how this haunted house turned out. I'm really proud of it, really happy with it. I think if there's anything I'd change, I guess I'd make it bigger, but I just feel like it wouldn't be as good if it was bigger and it wasn't as compact. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching me build this awesome haunted house in Bloxburg. If you want to see more like this, make sure you like and subscribe, tune in for my live streams, and become a channel member today. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Tygr, and I'm out. Peace.